All right, so started the recording before I forgot, and okay, and let's see. Yeah, Helen, I'm not sure what if you're having a challenge, let us know. All right, so I just put the link to the step out in the chat, and I'm gonna. Oh, here we go. This will be a solution. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid my own technical issues. I decided not to use my little Bluetooth headset because it seemed to be interfering with my Wi-Fi on the phone. Go figure. And so today, so I'm going to share my screen and let's just do entire screen. And then we can talk through this new new tangle from Zentangle. I think Rick, this might be from Rick. All right. So this one, and I'll also share the newsletter that it came from, just so you can see the extra inspiration. So this one starts off with just a squiggly line. So in whatever space that you decide to do, a squiggly line, and then we're going to overall the squiggly line. Oh, and you know what I forgot to mention here, because I think I'm just so excited about sharing this. If you haven't done so yet, say hi in the chat where you're from, because that's always nice, and I forgot to mention that early. And then also, if you're new to Zentangle, or just new to this call, would love to know that also. All right, so this is squiggly lines, and then we're gonna aura the squiggly line. And for those that don't know, aura is just basically outlining. But this is going to be a larger aura because we have to do things in between, as you can see in the next screen. And I need to put numbers on these, and I apologize, or at least arrows, because I go from left to right and then down, just like you would read. So then we're going to utilize the technique of the takeoff and land technique. And so we're kind of going to take off from that first curve. So looking at the second line in, we're going to take off from that curve, continuing it to the left, over to the curved line that's on the left. And then we do that, on each curved line. And it's like that part I was fine with. And then, I don't know if it was just because it was going the opposite direction that I had trouble. I did turn my paper, and it was easier to do it the other way. So then it's kind of like from every curve, we're going to take off and essentially continue it into a curved line that goes to the the adjacent, whichever direction we're headed, right, to the adjacent line. And so we just keep doing that back and forth and back and forth. So a lot of this, the step out it's basically kind of rinse and repeat, but it's nice to see it at the same time. And then down below, I did some. Oh, my scanner needs the shading looking up. Sometimes it doesn't. Also because I'm using regular paper, and and sometimes it doesn't spread well on the paper. So there's some options for shading it. Just traditional shading, and then also decorating, because like everything, this is just open space, so you can either leave it as it is or decide to decorate it. I took some cues from what Zentangle had on their newsletter, and I'll show you that in a second here. But filling it with aura, and then filling it each section with orbs, or just auraing it, and I colored in the one section. But let me share with you. Here we go. All right, so, and I think this went out. Yeah, this went out to everybody, so it wasn't just the CZT. And you know what? Let me. Okay. Oh, and you know what, Helen? I'm wondering if you're trying to share your webcam. Don't worry about doing that right now. You're hitting the screen share button, which is different. And I think I can turn it off. Yeah. So don't. Yeah.
Sorry.
No worries. Let me see. I think I can. Well, I'll do that in a minute here. Yeah, so yeah, don't worry about it now because at the end we'll say, hey, anybody that wants to share your webcam then, and then everybody can share their gorgeous work and stuff.
Okay.
So in the newsletter he has this this story. So it was named, I think it must have been at the last CZT seminar number 37. Um, and so sometimes they'll do a tangle and then they'll put out for CZTs to like have a naming contest. And so I honestly I did not read the I did not read. Let's see, make sure everybody is muted here too. Sorry about that. And I will go. I'll do that really quick here, just so that just for background noise. I think that might have been it. All right. Oh, go back to B. All right. So I'll share the link, and so there's it's always fun to read the story, and then and the inspiration for the tangles. And so this is where he said, it's just two elemental strokes, the S shape and the curve. And then this is where he says you're using the takeoff and land. And then he also says the initial S curves don't have to be perfectly the same, which is good. That is somewhat hard to do. So here's his step out, and so I kind of.
It's not up on my screen, Heather.
Oh, it's not? Oh, I know why. Okay, hold on.
It's good that one other person is talking.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, somebody would chime in, and I didn't.
Yeah. No, it's just your tabletop and mine.
Yeah.
That's all that's showing right now.
Yeah, and I think because I wasn't realizing when. Yeah, I think when the screen share came up. Oh, there we go. Oh no. Oh no, there we go. Let me turn that off. Okay, that's okay. Okay. And then let me share. Oh.
Nothing yet.
No, as I was trying to do a setting here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But not realizing that if I turn off screen share for everybody, it turns it off. Oh no, it still would have worked. I'm being silly. All right, that's okay. It's like it's all a learning process, but then sometimes it's just like, how many times have I done this? And all right. So anyway, this is the regular newsletter. If you are not subscribed to the Zentangle newsletter, I highly encourage it because that way you can stay up on the things that are happening at Zentangle. I think they're doing a new project pack, and I haven't followed that one. I've been more enthralled with or just busy with doing our 100-day project. So anyway, so there's a story behind, and then his step outs. But I wanted to share this. So this looks like it's on a Renaissance tile with some neat shading. And then here's the one, so with some orbs and adding some. That looks like red. Instead, it might be just be the brown, but it looks more reddish. Or maybe it's the red orbs, a little bit of color. This looks like that's Maria's top there. That looks like. So there's some ideas. And actually it looks like she put an orb in, and then it looks like using the hollow technique, and put orbs to either side, but where they're kind of tucked under each other. So I just put orbs straight. And then this is neat on a black tile, adding some other, that's that sprinkle in there also. Oh,
Ooh.
and I think this is called pepper. We've not done that one. I've done it, I think, only a couple times. I was looking
Usually
at
you
it.
see it round and it looks like a peppermint candy.
Yeah, yeah. That could be fun addition. So if there's and then this is just all colored in. And wait, let's see. No, I can't remember if there was something that they mentioned this, but no, I'm thinking of something else. So anyway, so that's some inspiration for how you want to decorate the inside. Let me stop on screen share. Okay, so what color tile did you settle on there?
I'm going to use a Renaissance.
Okay, I'll
I think.
use
Wait a
white.
minute. I take it back. No, I have a gray one.
All right, now I'll use one this time. We got to do stuff that's different. All right, so I am going to, and so again, and I didn't check the chat here. Yeah, so look at the new project that. Oh, so okay, which page? Shayna, which page is what? Let's see.
The page that you were just showing with the tangle.
That was, let's see, that was might have been the latest blog post from Zentangle.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah, and I'll let's see, if I'm saying, oh, so yeah, do Tangle seminar registration. Let me see if it has the date at the top. But I do believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe not the latest. It's the January 24th newsletter. Oh, and thank you, Sherry. Just put it in there. Thank you very much. Just put a link in there. I was just thinking, oh, I should put a link in there. That would be plenty easy. But that's it. All right. Okay, so I am going to I'm going to get back to the screen here somewhere. There we are. All right, so I'm going to do, because this is the only tangle that we'll do today. I am going to do my four corners and a border. I could order my border because I make my border. Oh, I could do that right here. That was nice squigglies. So the one thing I noticed with this tangle is that it does having the S shape, having it be more pronounced is obviously easier, because trying to shoot off of like doing a curve line off of the curve, it was a lot easier to do when I had had a good curve to go off of. And and actually I think I'm going to do like I have done in the past. And what am I starting with? I'm starting with I think I'm going to start in the middle.
No,
Well, I got you muted there, Anna.
should we be seeing something on the screen?
So you should see. Do you see two tiles?
No.
You need to move over a little bit, Heather. You're way off to the, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So you should see, you should see two pictures.
No.
Two screens.
I've got nothing. It just
Carol.
It's just a blue screen.
Yeah, I can see two screens.
Okay.
I can see two screens.
I'm only seeing one, Heather.
Carol. Whose are you seeing, Inez? And hi.
I'm seeing a blue screen. I did.
I can only see
Yeah, just a blue screen.
just a blue screen with some abstract buildings in the background.
Oh.
Okay, so now I got it, Heather. I got a grid on.
Okay, what did you have to do anything?
I just pressed the grid button and it came up with the two screens, the green and the blue.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so Carol, look up above. And if there's a four square, like a little grid, maybe click on that. Oh, you know what? Let me do this. Gallery view. And I can't. Oh, there's a way I can lock it. Yeah, you can keep that gallery view, and maybe that if something is not maybe not connected right, because the blue screen with the little buildings, that's kind of like the beginning screen.
Right. Okay, I've got it now.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. So I'm going to start in the middle. And again, so I'm making my S shape really more like an S shape. And then I'm going to work out to either side. And you can decide, since you've seen it, you know that we're going to do stuff in between. So then you can decide how close you want your things to be, your squiggles. And I'm gonna work like this. And well, okay. That's a little oopsie. There might be a Bronx cheer in that little section's future. All right. Because I know on his step out, and I even did it on mine, where he started from one side and went to the other. I kind of like starting in the middle. Oh, look at how mine have warped weirdly. Oh well, we'll see how this turns out.
Well, I'm doing mine on the diagonal, and I'm thinking, I don't know how this is going to work. But
We're all in that boat. This is why we're exploring the tangle, so we know it won't be perfect. All right. Oh, and I did okay. All right. So the first step was then. So kind of coming. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I oddly drew my curves different than I did in my step out. That's good. Okay. Either way, I'm gonna actually. I think I will start in the middle so that way because this has this nice curve that I drew in the middle. So I'm taking my pen. I'm going back over a little bit of my curve here, and that's what he means the takeoff and land. So I'm when you take off, this is kind of like the runway. So I'm taking off, and then I'm doing my curve line, and I'm landing right here. So I'm just drawing a curved line. I don't think it matters necessarily where you land on the other side.
It doesn't slope into the other line. It just ends at it.
Right. Correct.
You're taking a gentle takeoff and a crash landing.
That's right. Yes, that's a good way.
Okay.
But yeah, and using a curve as your launch point, like that. And so this, so I'm just kind of going in the same area each time. As I said, it would have helped had I, made my curves more similar. But you know what? That's the test. That's the test of our tangling is to oh, actually this could be this curve. Okay, it's not going to be horrible. And then what I did find, so keeping my hand steady, right? And so I have my curve line like this. I did find, because then what we're going to do next is, and it works to go off of, say, we're going to work backwards. So go to, well, actually, maybe it's easier. Start from the other side. That might be easier, except I'm not going to do that right here. And then, so the curve going the other direction. No, I'm sorry. Take that back. Oh, what? No, take that back. I'm flipping. Yeah, because then I was gonna like, oh no, and it's like, oh, but that would be that's the same motion. No. I'm flipping my tile so that way then. Okay.
I'm getting dizzy, Heather.
I know. It's like I watch my videos and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need to look at the step on it. Because I did this before too, and I was just like, well, wait a minute, because.
Oh, you start at the line you ended at and bring it back to.
Right. So we're drawing essentially a curved line. Oh wait.
But you're curving it in the other direction.
Right. So off of this curve, I'm gonna take off. This is where I got mixed up before, and I practiced it a lot, and you'd think I would have gotten it, but no. So yeah, this was the first curve. So that I'm flipping my tile. So this is the second curve on mine, and I should not have crossed that.
And actually, you start off on a crash and end with a soft landing.
No, because I'm taking off on this curve here. I'm kind of going the opposite. Yeah, but the objective, of course, not to do like this, but we'll fix that. That's okay. Okay, now I'm going to check the chat and see if that was as clear as mud. Okay, everybody's still seeing two screens, and they're probably just dizzy from my explanation. So the challenge with this is it's the flipping. It's going, you're going one direction, then we're going the other direction, and again, that's why I was like, well, that's when I found out. I was trying to do it just like this, just straight, and I was having a heck of a time. So first curve, it made me think of it that way. First curve, second curve. So first curve, we're following it this way. Second curve, we're going the other direction. Third curve, so right here. Yeah. And I'm going to, same idea, taking off from the curve and aiming down. Because I think it's going to create whatever odd shapes depending on how your how your squiggles are, your S shape, your long S shape. And then say this one, we might even have time to try it again as well. And let's see. Oh yeah, and so this one, right? Because I made this curve a little small. And this is so funny. I'm still getting myself. No, that's right. Okay, so this curve here. The other thing that, as I was thinking about this, as I was doing it, was also, it's like I wanted my S to be more pronounced, so the curve part more pronounced. But then, and now I'm thinking maybe a little bit more separated. I don't know, but we'll see, because it just ends up with some odd.
Well, you can, depending on how far apart or close you put them, when you're all done, that's when you can decide what kind of decoration you want to put in the middle. You might, might not end up with what you thought you were going to put in because you don't have room, so you have a chance to change it.
Right. Let's see, and I have this one side. So then the trick is, well, and actually it looked like his. Maybe if I didn't run mine off the screen once. Yeah, sure. I know. Why does it seem so hard? It's like, it shouldn't be. Oh, it's just an S shape and a curve line, and that's all. Just those two elemental strokes. But it's like, whoa. And two. So we could, if you wanted to, always you could always, before we get to decorating, we could always try another as well. I want to, because I went off the side on this side. I feel like I need to go off the side on this one, but I'm also having trouble figuring out. All right, where to do how to do that? Okay, well, let's see. Oh, because this is mostly the crash landing part. Is it? Well, let's see. Here, I would have gone like that. Here, I would have gone like this. Okay, and then somewhere here, I would have. Well, that was my curve line. Okay, so that way I get these little partial guys.
I think this is another one that you'd have to almost do several times to get the flow of it, and not to overthink it. That's the other thing. Right.
So that's what I think I'm going to do. That I'm going to finish that one. But since we're just focusing on this one, and I'm going to try this without any border, and maybe I will try. How does yours look? Oh, look at yours, looks neat. And I think
Heather,
too, go ahead.
Okay, a quick question. I hope I don't make it more confusing, but I did one, and I'm trying to figure out, is the line going like underhanded or overhanded? I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like, is the curve going up or going down? I guess.
I think it alternates. If you look at the step out, it kind of alternates. If you're following the curve down, at least that's what I thought. Is that what you thought, Heather? It kind of alternates under and
the initial one or the in between ones?
When you do the in between ones, the first one you curve the curve line up, and the next one you curve it down, and then it's up, and then it's, if you go all the way down rather than across.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I kept putting it on my file.
Gotcha. Okay.
I couldn't figure it out.
But if you didn't do that, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't do that, and I wound up coming up with something different that I like, so I'm just going to go with that one.
There we go. Yeah, because that's why I turned the test. So I'm trying it again here. So going on the first curve, and I'm not going to worry about the outside ones. So this will just be we'll see if I add anything. So yeah, so I'm curving to the left on this first curve, using the curve, the beginning of the curve as a launching pad, and just, like as if that's actually a great example of it, because it's like you're launching.
And it's not a big curve. You know, Heather, you're not drawing a big curve. It's just slightly curved.
Right.
It's just under straight. Now, if you come back right now, see, you'd be going, the curve will bend down a little bit.
If I did what?
When you're doing your next row.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you see, you flipped your tile.
So, yeah, and so this is where I had problem, and this is probably why Inez, you're asking the same question, because it's like, okay, and then which way? Yeah, underhanded, because I want to keep drawing it this way, so that's why I thought, well, you know what? If I curve my because my hand is going to go like this while I'm curving.
If you flip your tile, you just keep doing it in the same upward curve, but turn your tile.
Right, and then and always working on that next layer. I'm liking this one better, and then flipping it back, and then okay, so here's another thought. So like this, so on this one, so when I'm working on the middle, and I'm curving it to the right. Oh, I think I lost my train of thought. We'll see if it comes back. Oh yeah, I'm going from the top down, but then when I flip the tile,
you're doing this.
I'm going from the bottom up. So I'm curving off of this curve, but I'm going from like down to up in my curve, in my hand. Does that make sense?
I think this is one where everybody's just going to have to find the easiest way for them to do it themselves, sort of. Yeah. But it does take, because I found it easier to just leave it without flipping my tile and just go, from right to left, and then going from left to right on the next row without flipping and going up, 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 down, 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 up, 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 down, down, down. But like I say, everybody's just going to have to find whatever makes sense to them the most.
Right, exactly. And then sometimes that's the challenge too, is figuring that out. But this is why we do this, so we all learn together. And then, like I said, you can do an internal aura, and then on the outside, of course, can fill in with whatever. And I like that with doing the orbs, and I think you're doing that, Mom.
Yes, I'm doing orbs. I did the inside aura, and now I'm doing orbs. I like the one where she, or he, or whoever did it, nestled the other orbs. So that's my goal.
Okay. Yeah, because that looks really neat. And then I like, neat to add that little. It was just like a little bit of color, and even if you're just adding a little bit of shading, but then also they had just that a little dot. It was, if you're using a toned paper, that little dot of like the white jelly roll on top. Although even if you're not using toned paper, if you're shading, and you say you're shading an orb. Let's see. Let me use the back of one of my. Wait, is this a failed? Yeah, I think it was. one of my failed attempts on my Zentangle quickies. I think they were doing an orb, and you're kind of just shading in, part of it. We'll do it proper, although this is backwards. And say you're shading it in a bit, so kind of not on all sides. You're leaving that little bit of something, and let's just see what this looks like when you add.
You off camera?
Oops, there we go. I was kind of working on. The side. You could add.
She didn't really want you to see what she was doing.
Oh, I don't know if you can even see that. Let's see. I was just thinking of some ways. So even if you're using white paper, let's try this again.
Well, yeah, if you blend it all in with the graphite and then come back with the white jelly roll.
Right, yeah, because it does create such a neat shiny look. Yeah, and so I think that's how she was maybe shading it like that a bit. So on either side.
Yeah, it was like that.
Something like that. And then, yeah, and then you could come back, in the dark part, because otherwise it's not going to be visible, right? Is you can just add a little, just a little, either a dot or even, just a little line. It could be either way. Just a little something with a white jelly roll if you have one. When it dries, we'll see it. I'll let it dry here and we'll see if it comes to life. There's my 8. Yeah, and sometimes the only challenge I have with some of these white is that, when you pick up your pen and you start it again, then you end up with these places here where it's a little whiter, some are a little darker than, or a little lighter than others when you pick it up and start it. So sometimes I end up having to go back over these. And I was thinking, well, what else there's so many things that you could decorate the inside with. But I think, just following that contour. And then 2, actually I might just leave this. And then just shading each of the tips. Now, when I was doing this and playing with it, I thought, oh, if I'm gonna shade all of those tips, and they're gonna run right into each other because they kind of do. But then at the same time they didn't. It made that a really, really neat effect. And let's see. Oh, we're still good. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you're getting doing it the same as your mom, and not flipping the tiles. I'm working on 2 at the same time here. This is always a good idea. So, oh, that's the one that doesn't. That's the one that should be thrown away. Well, I should have. Let's say I was only playing with it on the on the paper. I should have started on a white tile. So I'm going to add. I'm going to go the whole Renaissance route here, and add that aura on the inside. And we'll just see, and we'll see how this looks with all these weird shapes. But I think that's kind of the neat magic of this is that, too, unless you're really good, no 2 are going to be alike.
Just thinking of the one example with the pepper in it, I was thinking, but I don't remember how to do it because I didn't look at your quickie, but puff. Could you do puff inside each one? Would you have to like make a dot in the center? And I don't remember. See, because I didn't. I need a refresher course.
Yeah, that one is like bales.
Right. So you need a grid, but you could, once you get all your curvy lines done, you could use the whole thing as a curvy grid. Another time.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking. No, because the way we'll do. I'll start several and we'll.
Don't start another one, Heather. Just think about it.
You want to know. So
well,
because puff work, because it's a funny spiral in the middle. Well, this is also my hey, we'll do this a couple times, but if I'll just do 3. And we'll see that every time you get a little bit better, right? And that, I think that the thing that we always have to remember with this is because sometimes we think, oh, well, we should just be able to do this just right off of the bat. All right, well, this is, well, it might or might not work. So with puff, I would have to go in. I don't know, we'll just see. So it's an aura, but it's kind of like that current that we did not too long ago. And actually, I was thinking about doing that with current. And it's doing this like a spiral aura on the inside.
Well, I don't think it's going to look like puff like I thought it would, but with shading it might. And it's just another really neat way to, and you could alternate. Oh my.
Well, the thing that makes the puff is putting the diagonal lines where we did the shading in current.
Right. And with these, you don't have all the corners that like you would need.
Right. Although I was going to try it with that current just to see if it did, puff just the same. I don't know, but this does make for a neat. I'm going to do it alternating like you said. But
so you're giving everybody good options on how to decorate.
That's right. I like those orbs. Oh yes, Demi, it's Narfello. And if you joined us late, you might have to scroll up on hopefully the chat saves. So like if you joined us a little late, and hopefully you get all of the chat, and then you can just scroll in to see. There's 2 links on there. One is a link to this step out, and the other one is one that I think Sherry put in. That's a link to the Zentangle newsletter that announced this one. Oh, and then I'm just gonna see, because this is so fun to just play.
Yeah, I was really frightened of this one because I kept seeing everybody doing it and everything, and it really kind of scared me to even try it. But I think this is one that it could be a lot of fun. I mean, because you can do so many different things with it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of good examples online on how to incorporate it into, with other tangles as well, rather than just all by itself.
Yeah.
But it's kind of intriguing. Yes, I like it.
It is. Well, and I could see where, if you're doing a tile, or you need to have a section, and it might be too practicing as well, maybe on a smaller scale, and seeing how well could it fit in. And I'm just doing full orbs here, and I'm doing it in white. I don't know. Oh, I can't see it yet. I can barely see it with my eyes.
Oh yeah, it isn't showing up real good yet, but as it dries.
Yeah. Well, too, and let me flip. I didn't quite. Sometimes you find I have to warm these up. That's why I added a little spot on my paper, because sometimes I'm not so patient, and I want these to come out. But yeah, I mean the color options, of course, that one could use, even just coloring in afterwards.
Phone's ringing.
Oh, and so hi Carrie. So if you don't mind shutting off your webcam just for now, that would be great. And let's see. Well, because the other thing too is, because you end up with these. I was wanting to fill these top sections in, but really, I don't know if you should, because just depending on, I guess, maybe what you're doing.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Because the wrong color there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But let me do it with this here, and so I'm just going to add this shading in. And I'm just going to leave those beginning pieces blank. Now the challenge with aura-ing is then sometimes it's hard to find, okay, where is that actual end?
Okay, somebody's got their camera off, but it's still sort of on the screen.
Yeah, that's yeah, Susan, yeah, if you could turn your webcam off. You might have turned it on, and if you have the little shield thing, yeah, and again, this is just so that way those in the smaller screens can see good.
And somebody else has theirs on. Sue. There we go. Now we're back. And now the white is showing up more.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It is, yeah. And now I'm going to shade over it just a little bit. But yeah, what I found was interesting is, especially in the one that I have, more of. And where's my Tortillion? I was worried that it would just run too much into each other. When you have like a line like right here, but it doesn't, because especially if you start, you have your darkest point down here, and then you're, of course, spreading your graphite, either up or down, then you get that really nice effect. It's hard to do the graphite over the jelly roll. Oops, and I missed the spot. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, right here in the center where I was like, oh, that's just going to look like a, just blanket gray. Whoa! And it doesn't. Look at how neat.
Very neat. I like that.
Wow.
I knew as I was doing all these orbs, I'm thinking, I wanted to come back. I'm filling in around the crevices.
Yeah.
This is a good one to take, where Maria says, to enjoy the richness of the black as you fill in around everything. I just want to get it done. But you don't want to do that.
No, and I think that's what that's what we have to tell ourselves as we become impatient with
Yeah.
Like, oh,
You slow down. Enjoy the journey. See, I'm still in class mode from yesterday.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Oh yeah, that's right. We're supposed breathe. And and actually, I think I've almost, it just depends, I think, on what I'm doing. Because I always joke about the death grip, on the pen, and it is good every once in a while to, I have to remind myself to make sure I'm breathing. And to have an eyeball, look at, put your head up, look across the room for a minute, and refocus on something else. You stretch the hand, and all of that. Yeah, there's some things where I do that where I was like, oh yeah, breathe. Okay, that's right. And so I swear I must hold my breath on some of these or something. I just decided to color in with the white behind. I don't know if I like it. I'm having trouble seeing it. But as it dries, that's okay. And then I just have to wait for it to dry a little bit more, and then go over. Then I'll go over it with that graphite. But yeah, this is definitely where you can play, add color, and and I like that idea. Mom, that turned out neat. Adding that the spiral effect. Oh, Monica says that hers looks more like, some of them do look boomerang. And
is she from Australia? Is that why?
Yeah. Or wants to go. And let's see. You know what? I'm gonna leave this one this way, and then let's play with. We'll add the chalk. I'm just going to leave this one as order because it's still, you could, you don't even have to decorate it if you don't want to.
And actually, the sample you just did on the gray, Heather, it just shows that you don't have to fill each one exactly the same way.
Right. exactly.
Because that really looks neat. I really like that. And I also like it that it's not finished. That's a good one where you could take off with something else going in other directions.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And and a lot of times, we think that we have to fill the entire. I mean, if that's your aim, of course, that's okay. But yeah, sometimes we don't have. We think we have to fill everything, but we don't always have to. You can have that open space and just say, okay, that's just it. We'll see how this does here.
So when people say, "Did you run out of time?" You should,
Yeah,
no, I intended it to be that way.
right. Yeah. Yeah. See how this looks with the white for some reason, and I'm off here. Yeah, this. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to work on black more because I feel like I'm looking at a floppy chalkboard. Maybe I put too much.
You after you blend it, you might have to go back over your white lines if you can.
Yeah.
To re-emphasize them, just like when you use any of the jelly rolls and it wipes out your
Right.
lines. Okay, now I have to think. What do I want to do?
Yeah, and
Wait, I don't have any color with me though. Well, I think I'm gonna.
see, and a lot of times, we're using color and things, and I also want to. I always like to remind us because I remind myself too. It's like you don't have to use color if you don't want to. It's okay to just leave it, black and white, shades of gray. Let's see. I'm re-outlining these. And then sometimes if you're doing this where you're re-outlining something, I always like to have some scrap paper handy because it seems like the pen will grab that the chalk or the graphite, whatever you're going over, or even colored pencil. And I'm always having to wipe off the pen because it kind of junks it up. Well, let's see. Oh, see, that helps to go over it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still. Yeah, I think I need to play more with the black. Just so I'm not feeling like I'm, like it looks like messy chalkboard. And well, thank you, Susan. That's so nice. And actually, I wonder too, because actually, I was always, running my finger because the one advantage with the chalk though is that you can just kind of wipe it all off. we don't use erasers, but
Yeah, it's not an eraser; it's just your finger.
with my finger. But yeah, with the graphite, you just end up making more of a mess. Yeah, I don't know. Or I'm just being because I'm not I haven't used black enough, and therefore to me it's looking more messy because of my eyeballs are not used to seeing it either. One of those. Okay, if I don't look at it for a while, you know what? I think some of it is I'm seeing this line because I ran my finger through it, and the line to me I don't like. Oh, now it's looking more glowy. Okay, less chalk pencil at first.
Oh, you know what, Heather? What
Yeah,
might work better? Do you have one of the soapstones with you?
I do.
Because that might give you that softer look rather than the chalk.
Yeah, on the second half. And it might also not,
It won't be as smeary.
let's see. Yeah, I can see that, yeah, the soapstone does, it blends in nice. It's not so much, and so the second half is the soap.
Yeah, and if anybody wants any, I have a lot of them. They can get them from you, but I have a lot of them.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to, just ship from my address versus, at least for the shipping. I have some technical things to figure out on my side. Oh, see, oh, like that. Okay, and did you? Oh, and oh, I like to pronounce your name. I want to pronounce the J, but I'm gonna. You'll have to tell me if the J is silent or not. Josie, or if you can
Amadi. Oh, the first name. We can't pronounce the first name.
It's
Yeah.
Jyoti. The
Jyoti.
Y is silent.
Okay. Well, welcome, Josie.
Thank you.
And thanks for joining. Yeah. So you never know what you're gonna get when we're doing this, and it's more than just exploring the tangle. We're exploring some techniques at the same time. Yeah. So this is a neat one. And okay. Oh, and for a minute I was thinking, oh no, we're gonna, this isn't gonna take so long. But then I, of course, did too. And I imagine that some people have done 3 or 4 as we're playing. But anyway, so being that it's 5 until, if you want to open your screen, Mom, that is just gorgeous. Oh, and so what's neat is you're not shade. Oh, see, now there's something.
Well, I'm going to shade the orbs, but I it's going to take a long time. So I thought,
but it looks neat. And then too, so like I shaded this whole, and I didn't have anything in between or even here, where I could have just shaded that orange part and left the middle blank. I didn't do that. I just shaded all of it, and that could have a whole new neat effect, because I like that. I like what you've done with that. That's neat. So yeah, so everyone said, now you can open your webcams and we'll see what everybody did. And I can't wait. Everybody's shy. It's okay if you didn't finish. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, I like Teresa. Yeah, we're more triangular. Oh, Inez put some.
wow.
Oh, Marie. Oh, I love that.
Oh, I like the blue one. It does sort of look like ocean waves.
Yeah, it does look like waves. That is neat. Yeah, what a neat idea. Oh, good. That's awesome. And Diane, where did you? Okay, and Suzanne, you might have a shield or something over your webcam. Oh, Sherry, I love that. Oh, you went 2 different directions.
How come my webcam isn't turning on?
Actually, you know what? With the orb,
Oh, I put my mute on by mistake.
Oh.
I thought I was good.
Oh, nice. Oh, and Sue that. Oh, how neat. I like that, going around something. Lots of different thoughts and options.
Oh, I like the one with the dewdrops on it.
Yeah.
See, I forget I can go. Rosemary, I like hers with the dewdrops on the white background. That's really neat.
Yeah, and Marie.
Oh, and Sandy Vaughn. Look at that one. With oh, that is really neat. Oh my gosh, they're all so neat.
Oh my gosh. All right, so hold them steady for a second. See, and Susan, hold yours up, maybe angle it a little bit down, because I'm just getting white. Angle it more like the bottom towards you. Oh, other way. Oh, there. Wait. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All
right there. Stop. Hold it.
Okay, I got one. Let me make sure. Okay, good. I have done this before where you do the print screen, and that's essentially copying it onto your desktop, right? And then I'll do something else, and then I'm like, and I'll cut and paste. I'm like, oh no. My habit has to be to go and paste it onto the paint program. Oh, Karen, look at Karen's mom. I like it with the outside, just like orbs on the outside, because that's what's been bothering me too. It's like I feel like I need to finish it.
Yeah, I like that one. This is one that, Heather, you do this all the time. You pick ones that I don't think I'm going to like, and then I like them.
Oh, good.